Hello everyone, I am Asia Fillmore and today we are going to go ahead and create this cute little rainbow floral gift card. Now it does open up and have a little flap on it so that you can kind of tuck it in and pull it out. So you can put something inside, right inside of it, whatever you want, but it does have its own little self-sealing tab in there so that you can have a cute little card that you can gift to somebody. So you can dress it up with a sentiment or leave it blank and have beautiful as it is. You can also add in some pretty pattern paper would make this card really cute. So let's go ahead and get started making this card. Okay, now that we have all of our pieces cut out, the first thing we need to do is to put these pieces on here so that we can kind of see where they're going to sit on the card. Kind of line them up so that they've all got equal distance around the edges. This is going to help us kind of know where to start and place the additional pieces because they're inset a little bit. And so I'm just lining these up here so that they all kind of have equal space around. And then I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this first one and get it set into place. Down, I'm going to hold that other piece down so that I can kind of see where it's supposed to go. Just kind of line that up with that same spacing all the way around. And we'll just let that kind of set. And then from there, we can place the other pieces easily because they just will butt up against this original first piece. So we're just going to continue to put some glue down and glue those pieces in. Put that final piece down. And you can see that it fits nicely in there. We've put it down pretty good so that it's nice and in the middle of that top flap. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let that dry before, well, actually, we're going to go ahead and put the bottom one on as well. So make sure you do not glue that flap, the rounded flap part. You can glue above it, but do not put glue on the actual flap part of that because we want to make sure that it is available to open up. It's going to flap around our card, and so it needs to be able to pop up so that the tab can go inside. So do not put glue in that rounded arch area of the flap. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let that dry so that the paper doesn't come up and that it is nice and sticky before we go ahead and try putting the card together. So we're gonna go ahead and create our flowers. Now we're going to go ahead and just use a method of taking these flowers. So the thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to separate the flowers by size. The largest 4 pieces, so they're all sets of 2 except for the very last little tiniest piece, that's a singular. And we're going to put them together in sets. So the largest 2 and the second largest 2 is going to be the largest flower. Then we're going to have the next 2 is going to be the next size flower, and then the last 3 smaller pieces of flower, those are going to be the last flower that we're going to be able to put together. So we're going to take these first ones. I'm just scooting these so that I know which flowers belong to which one. And then I'm also separating the whites. So the smallest one, of course, goes with the smallest, the largest, and the medium goes accordingly. Now the little white centers are only going to, or yellow centers I should say, are only going to go into the largest flower. So first I tried this little cup to kind of round it, and it didn't give me quite as much of a curve to my flower as I wanted it. So luckily the pad on my desk is actually kind of a it's got some give to it. So I just took the ball part and just pushed around, and it actually made it cup a little bit. So you can go ahead and do anything you want to make your petals curl. I'm using these little tools right here. They kind of just, you know, make things curl up and around the ball as I just swirled it around the center. Once you get to these smaller sizes, you will need to use a smaller ball. I found that this larger one, once I got down to these smaller ones, the smaller they are, or the smaller the ball, the smaller or more curved my flower became. So I just go ahead and do that on all of the flowers and then change up the tips of the ball. You can see that they all kind of curl up, kind of like a real flower. And all I had to do is just kind of swirl that little ball around on them real quickly. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use some hot glue to put these together. So we're gonna take the two largest first, and we're just gonna put them together. Now what I'm gonna do is make sure that they line up opposite so that they're not right on top of each other. The petals are going in between each other, okay? That is the first layer. Then we're gonna go ahead and put in both of the additional layers of that flower, which is the second smallest, or second largest, I should say, set of flowers. Again, I am making sure that they are sitting opposite, not directly on top of each other's petals, so that it gives it a more full look when you can see all the layers of petals in between. Then we're going to go ahead and take the white piece, and I'm just going to kind of lift up the little fringe edges so it gives it a little bit of dimension, and then put a little bit of glue on that. And then we're going to put that in the center. And then I'm going to take these two little yellow ones. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to kind of lift them up, stack them together, and try to get them as close as you can. They are a little bit small, so they're harder to see, but try to get them to be offset with each other so that you can get the maximum effect of layers. So I just put it together, and then after that I curl up that second set of fringe on there. And then we'll go ahead and stick it in the center of that flower. Okay, now we have one of our flowers ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing with the other flowers. The only difference is we're not gonna put the yellow piece in, but we're gonna stack them all the same. And the last one only has 3 layers, but the second one also has 2 layers. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up these flowers. Okay, now we have all 3 flowers done. I'm just arranging them how I think I want them to be on the card. The thing to remember about this card is it's not going to sit the way it looks because it is going to flap down. So I flipped it around so that it would represent how it's actually going to look like when I'm looking straight onto the card, because that white space is actually the back of the card, and this part of the card is actually going to fold down over the top. So just remember that when you're doing it, place your flowers so that the flat side is going to be the top of the card and the rounded part is actually towards the bottom of the card. Now I'm just going to go ahead and curl all of my leaves, give them a little bit more dimension as well. I'm just finger pressing these ones, not anything fancy. I probably could have used the little ball tools, but I just figured this would be easy just to use my fingers with giving these leaves just some dimension. And then we're going to go ahead and glue these down. Now that I like the placement that I have for my flowers, I'm going to go ahead and glue these on the card. I'm making sure to kind of tuck these in so that they're not spaced far apart. If you do not kind of push them and make them tuck over each other, they will have a more spaced out look. So if that's what you want, then don't kind of push them, but you will notice that I kind of put them down and then tuck them underneath the larger flower as well, so that they kind of overlap with each other. And then we'll go ahead and just tuck these leaves in. I'm going to tuck 2 leaves per area that goes in between 2 flowers. And again, I'm going to tuck them underneath the flowers so that they are peeking out and not just sitting out by them. Alright, so now that we have those glued down pretty good, we'll clean up all the strings and we'll go ahead and fold it. And I also found that using the ball actually acts kind of like a bone folder and really does help. Now I chose a smaller one right there because of getting close to those leaves that kind of actually stick above the card a little bit, but this also helps really well to get the nice smooth crease in the card. Now all we have to do is go ahead and we're going to tuck the card in underneath the flap. And then there you have it, a nice cute little card that is ready to send to a friend or loved one. Hope you guys enjoyed making this card with me. If you do make this card, I would love to be tagged on social media. You can find me at asiafilmer.creations on Instagram, or just comment here below. I love seeing what you guys create with my files, so you can find the link to the file below, and I hope that you make this one-of-a-kind, perfect, cute little card for someone you love.